Monday, January 9th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a condo fire in Milford, a mess of an accident on I-91 over the weekend, and much more. Frank Granito joins us with your Nutmeg Sports Update and a look at the forecast, and later on, Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, a 3-alarm fire Sunday evening that drew more than 30 firefighters from Milford and surrounding towns, damaging a Milford condominium complex on Melba Street, also led to 2 dogs dying. All the building occupants got out safely, but several firefighters received minor injuries while battling that blaze. The fire, which is still being investigated for cause, was called into Milford Dispatch at about 5:50 Sunday evening from the occupants of a 3-story condominium at 267 Melba Street. Firefighters say they quickly arrived on scene and found a large volume of fire venting out of the rear of the second-floor unit. The fire extended up the side of the building and into the 3rd floor and attic area. An aggressive interior attack was made with multiple hose lines being advanced into the building, bringing that fire under control in about 40 minutes. Firefighters found 2 dogs dead in one of the units. A cat was pulled from the structure, suffering from smoke inhalation, and was treated on the scene. Minor injuries were reported due to fire crews falling on ice while fighting the fire and securing the area. The Red Cross of Milford was on the scene to help residents who were displaced by that fire. And in other news, a woman found crushed by her car door on Camp Street in Norwalk Sunday afternoon was pronounced dead at Norwalk Hospital. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that a woman walking home on Camp Street was apparently the first person to discover the victim, who was pinned between the driver's side door and body of her car. The woman ran across the street to 3 men who were standing outside a house for help, and they freed the victim. However, she was unconscious and not breathing. One of the men said the car's engine was running and the transmission was set in the drive position. The incident, for which police had no witnesses, was reported around 3:54 in the afternoon. The woman apparently was standing outside the car when it rolled forward, causing her door to come into contact with a car parked at the curb. As her car moved forward, the door apparently was pushed closed, crushing her. The men freed the victim by pushing the car backwards, relieving the pressure on the door. And in other news, no one was seriously injured Saturday in a mess of a multi-vehicle car accident on I-91 southbound between exits 20 and 25. State police shared this video and some photos from the scene after that accident closed the highway for quite a while. They say at least 20 cars, 3 tractor trailers, and a tanker truck were involved. Police said it was a good reminder to avoid traveling if possible during a winter storm. And state police say a wrong-way driver caused a 3-vehicle accident early this morning that shut down I-95 northbound in Milford for 90 minutes. Hearst, Connecticut media reports 2 drivers were transported to Yale New Haven Hospital with minor injuries. The crash site cleared just before rush hour, though a second crash at the same spot fouled things up again an hour later. A Stratford man, 25-year-old Rufino Dominguez, was driving south in the northbound lane near exit 40 at Woodmont Road, state police said. But that accident remains under investigation and no charges have yet been filed. That crash occurred around 3:57 a.m. and the highway was reopened by 5 a.m. A 28-year-old Ridgefield man died from a suspected drug overdose in Torrington Thursday night, according to a report from the Register-Citizen. Torrington Police Lieutenant Bart Barron told the Register-Citizen Friday that the man was pronounced dead at the scene after his roommate found him unresponsive and called 911. The lieutenant said that a powder substance was seized as part of an investigation which is ongoing. Drug paraphernalia was also found at the scene. According to several Facebook posts from friends of the victim, the Ridgefield native overdosed on heroin and had been battling substance abuse for several years. And a second person suffered serious injuries. Police say they responded to the supermarket on a report of an assault, and they saw 2 people who were known to each other, and they say that stabbing was not a random act. The injured person was taken by helicopter to the hospital. We'll check back for more details on that story. And last week, Norwalk police nabbed a couple of car thieves soon after they stole a vehicle. Around 9 in the morning last Monday, an officer patrolling the area of 40 Woodward Avenue was flagged down by a female who stated that her car was just stolen. That vehicle information was broadcast, and moments later, that vehicle was spotted by an officer entering I-95 westbound from West Avenue. That officer stopped the vehicle as it exited I-95 at exit 17. Both occupants, who were juvenile males, were taken into custody without incident. Officers say do not leave your vehicles unlocked and running this time of year. They say it only takes seconds for a criminal to enter the vehicle and drive away. And in other news, 2 Bronx men, including one with a prior warrant for sexual assault, were arrested after a routine traffic stop in Darien on New Year's Eve. An officer on patrol in the area of Post Road and Day Street stopped a passing car with no front license plate and an inactive registration just after 1 in the afternoon. While speaking to the officer, the driver of the car first gave a false name, but was later identified as 25-year-old Mwanga Campbell of the Bronx, New York. A passenger in the car was identified as 58-year-old Derek McKenzie, also from the Bronx. A background check showed that McKenzie was wanted in Stonington for a charge of sexual assault and risk of injury to a minor. He was placed under arrest and transferred into the custody of Stonington officers that day. Campbell was processed for motor vehicle charges, minor possession of marijuana, and interfering with a police officer. But let's switch gears now and throw it over to Frank Granito for a look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Still chilly out there, but not as cold as it was over the weekend. A mix of sun and clouds throughout the afternoon today with an expected high of 25 degrees, but far less wind than we saw yesterday. Heavier cloud cover moving in later on overnight with temperatures dropping down into the mid-teens, and we should get ready for some more winter weather on Tuesday. A little warmer tomorrow with temperatures reaching back up into the 30s, mostly cloudy during the day with a chance of snow, sleet, and freezing rain in the afternoon. An expected high of 35 degrees tomorrow night with more periods of rain and patches of fog throughout Fairfield County heading into Wednesday morning. Wednesday will be milder with temperatures that could reach back up into the 50s. Scattered showers in the morning will make way for an overcast afternoon with gusts of wind between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy overnight, a low of 36 degrees with a few more showers in the early morning hours that should pass by dawn. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, Frank has your Nutmeg Sports Update, and Donald Lang will take a look back on this day in history. We'll also have some more local news coming up after this.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now during the Start Something New sales event, now through January 31st.
Hi folks, this is Dr. Jeffrey Hubscher from the Noah's Ark Animal Hospital in Danbury and the South Salem Animal Hospital. There's something new and important going on at our 2 hospitals and probably eventually everywhere. It's called Fear Free. That means making sure that our pets are no longer frightened or stressed at the vet. We are Fear Free certified, the only ones in the area. We have the softer, gentler, better approach. Come see us at Noah's Ark Animal Hospital in Danbury or South Salem Animal Hospital.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Are you ready for winter? Ski and Sport has everything you need to be fully outfitted for the season. A family-owned and operated business with over 40 years of experience, Ski and Sport's 3 convenient locations in Fairfield offer quality, high-fashion ski and winter wear. In addition to for men Children, we also offer seasonal rentals for the entire family. Stop by our stores on 1 Ethan Allen Highway in Richfield, 877 Post Road East in Westport, and at 110 Main Street in New Canaan, or visit us at skiandsport.net.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We're back on this January 9th edition of Your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to our own Donald Lang to take a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, Kate, today might be the day that actual eye contact died, but first we're going to go to 1788. Connecticut ratifies the U.S. Constitution. Now, that's not why we're called the Constitution State. More on that in a few days. Anyway, when Congress first convened, there were only 11 states in the Union. Rhode Island didn't even get around to joining the new country for 2 more years. To 1902, New York introduces a bill that would outlaw flirting in public. Although the actual word flirt is not written in the proposal, the acts of giggling, matching, and making of goo-goo eyes in public are prohibited, with the potential punishment of a year in jail and a $500 fine. To 1916, the World War I Battle of Gallipoli concludes with an Ottoman victory when the last Allied forces evacuate the peninsula. Now, in a war full of horrible blunders, this was likely the worst. In 8 months of fighting, at a cost of more than 500,000 casualties, the Allies failed to achieve their Day 1 objectives. In one of his first roles, actually, Mel Gibson stars in a very good war movie about the Gallipoli campaign. Catch it on Netflix if you want to be really depressed sometime. Spoiler alert, there is not a happy ending. Finally, now we go to 2007, 10 years ago today, for this.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Yes, that was mock turtleneck enthusiast Steve Jobs introducing the first iPhone at the Macworld convention in San Francisco 10 years ago today. Seems hard to believe that we haven't always had them, but we haven't. It's only been a decade. So
Wow.
That's a look back in history for today, January 9th, and I'm Donald Lang.
And even more amazing that we went to high school and didn't have iPhones.
Isn't that incredible?
I can't imagine it.
Or that, or, you know, if you wanted to go talk to your friend, you would actually go knock on their door.
Yeah.
You know, all these crazy things we used to do. How did we survive?
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, in other local news, New Canaan First Selectman Rob Malazzi took a stance for the first time regarding the continuing controversy between Grace Farms and its neighbors, telling the New Canaan Men's Club on Friday that he thinks the organization has gone well beyond what it said it would be when it was first granted a special permit to exist several years ago. He said he was hoping that both sides would come to an agreement in the future. Malazzi was appearing at the Men's Club at what he described as a conversation with the First Selectman, offering his view on a variety of town matters. A Q&A ensued and someone asked him what he thought about Grace Farms. Malazzi answered by saying that he had been both complimented and chided for not expressing a view on the matter. Then he gave his direct opinion, saying that Grace Farms is beautiful, but clearly when that group came before planning and zoning, they came as a church with ancillary activity, and that appears to be different from what's going on there now. He said he does think a review is in order. But let's throw it back over to Frank Granito for Nutmeg Sports Update. I almost had to look at the forecast, but you already did that.
Thank you, Kate.
Oh, sorry, you're on your iPhone, of course.
Yes, I went to high school with an iPhone. Sorry. Kate, we
Baby.
have our Week 1 Winter Athlete of the Week nominees, brought to you now by Danbury Orthopedics OrthoCare Express. On the female side, we have 4 athletes. They are Jessica Ware of Greenwich Girls Ice Hockey, Olivia Parisi of the Fairfield Ward Girls Basketball Team, Taylor Brown of the Trumbull Girls Basketball Team, and Caitlin Hocker of the Wilton Norwalk McMahon Girls Hockey Team. For our male nominees, Connor Harkins of Greenwich Boys Basketball, Justin Siedemann of the Staples Boys Basketball Team, Anthony Beccaria from the Fairfield Co-op Boys Ice Hockey Team, and Omar Telfer of the St. Joe's boys basketball team. You can go online to HAN.network under our Athlete of the Week tab and vote for your nominee you want the most. And Friday night, the HAN Network was live at Vito Montelli Court on the campus of St. Joseph's for our HAN Network Game of the Week between the Norwalk Bears and the St. Joe's Cadets. Despite 32 points from senior guard Kerry Alcina and holding a 7-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, the Bears were unable to close out the Cadets, falling 65-56. St. Joe's was led by senior guard Omar Telfer's 20 points and ended the game on a 23-7 run, holding every Norwalk player but Alcina off the scorecard in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look now at the highlights from Friday night.
Good evening and welcome to St. Joe's High School as we get set for our game of the week between the St. Joe's Cadets and the Norwalk Bears.
Tommy Montelli about to set that pick. He's calling for it.
Fancy moves there, and then getting to the rack and finishing was Telfer. The Norwalk coaching staff thought there might have been a double dribble there, Kevin.
What a nice move there. Even better pass. Great effort by Mulder to get his own rebound and the assist.
Oh, the crossover, the scoop, reverse, and finish. Well done. And the Bears content to slow it down for a moment with a 3-point lead. Katulski inside, strong take, and the bucket as the bench comes to life, and a timeout taken. The save attempt fails as it goes right back to Mulder. Telfair kicks it outside again. Is this one on the mark? He got it!
Look out, Frank. Look out.
Zaire Sellers outside again and knocking down. Now it's Mulder who's heating up.
There he is, Frank.
Telfair in the rack to the basket, and he gets it to go. And another timeout taken. As Coach Keys has seen a 7-0 run wash this lead away.
You can hear Coach Keys implying, get a good shot, but a great steal.
Going up strong through contact and the bucket. What a play from Tommy Montelli, the 5'11 senior. Will allow the Cadets to run timeout. What a comeback effort as St. Joe's picks up a 9-point victory.
With the loss, Norwalk now falls to 3-4 on the season and 0-3 in FCIAC play. Norwalk will host the defending FCIAC champion West Hill Vikings tomorrow night in search of their first conference win. St. Joe's now 3-2 on the season, improves to 2-1 in conference play. They travel on the road tomorrow. They will take on undefeated Fairfield Ward. Don't forget, we've got Nutmeg Sports with myself and Donald Ang at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and boys hockey at 4 o'clock. Norwalk McMahon travels to Trumbull to take on the Eagles. That'll do it for this Nutmeg Sports update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break. When we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's all about meeting goals this year, and Trinity CrossFit of Ridgefield has experienced trainers, top-of-the-line equipment, and a newly renovated space to help get you there. Offering more classes per day than any other CrossFit gyms in the area, we cater to all fitness levels. Our coaches have a combined 10 years of experience in CrossFit, and as competitors themselves, Trinity coaches can get you ready for competition in 2017. Stop by our grand opening bash on Saturday, January 14th at 9 a.m. Visit our convenient location on Route 7, Danbury Road, or find out more at trinitycrossfit.com.
Why cook it all this holiday? Avoid the stress of holiday planning and let your friends at Walter Stewart's in New Canaan do the heavy lifting. Whether you're looking to fill in with a few crowd-pleasing sides or you want us to prepare your whole feast, from cranberry sauce to pumpkin pie, we're ready to simplify your holiday. Place your order from our holiday menu and spend your holiday the right way, relaxing. Our fresh prepared holiday meals to go are designed with your busy schedule in mind. Visit us at stewartsmarket.com or at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan.
Want to reach new heights in your fitness and health goals? Find what you're looking for at Elevation Spin, Train, and TRX in Georgetown, Connecticut. Elevation Spin gives you purposeful spinning workouts inspired by the road. We encourage monitoring of heart rate and energy zones. Elevation also offers customized personal training with dedicated professionals passionate about helping you reach your goals. And let us motivate you to reach greater performance and functionality with TRX suspension training, using your own body weight for an incredible dynamic workout. Located at 4 Old Mill Road in Georgetown, call Elevation at 203-544-9503 or visit elevationspintraintrx.com for more.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
We're back on this Monday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top news stories we're following today, including that a 3-alarm fire Sunday evening that drew more than 30 firefighters from Milford and surrounding towns damaged a Milford condominium complex on Melba Street and killed 2 dogs. All the building occupants got out safely, but several firefighters received minor injuries while battling that blaze. The fire, which is still being investigated for cause, was called into the fire dispatch at about 5:50 in the evening from the occupants of a 3-story condo complex at 267 Melba Street. Firefighters arrived on the scene quickly and found a large volume of the fire venting out of the rear of the second-floor unit. The fire extended up the side of the building and into the 3rd floor and attic area. An aggressive interior attack was made with multiple hose lines being advanced into the building, bringing that blaze under control in about 40 minutes. Firefighters found 2 dogs dead in one of the units. A cat was pulled from the structure, suffering from smoke inhalation, and was treated on the scene. Minor injuries were reported due to fire crews falling on ice while they were fighting that blaze and securing the area. The Red Cross of Milford was on scene to help residents who were displaced by that fire. And in other news, a woman found crushed by her car door on Camp Street in Norwalk Sunday afternoon was pronounced dead at Norwalk Hospital. Hearst Connecticut media reports a woman walking home on Camp Street was apparently the first person to discover the victim, who was pinned between the driver's side door and body of her car. The woman ran across the street to 3 men who were standing outside a house and asked for help, and they freed the victim. However, she was unconscious and not breathing, they said. One of the men said the car's engine was running and the transmission was set in the drive position. The incident, for which police had no witnesses, was reported at 3:54 in the afternoon. The woman apparently was standing outside the car when it rolled forward, causing her door to come in contact with the car parked at the curb. As her car moved forward, the door apparently was pushed closed, crushing her. And no one was seriously injured Saturday in a mess of a multi-vehicle car accident on I-91 southbound between exits 20 and 25. State police shared this video and photos from the scene after that accident closed the highway for quite a while. They say at least 20 cars, 3 tractor trailers, and a tanker truck were involved. Police said it was a good reminder to avoid traveling if possible during a winter storm. And state police say a wrong-way driver caused a 3-vehicle accident early this morning that shut down I-95 northbound for about 90 minutes in Milford. Hearst Connecticut media reports that 2 drivers were transported to Yale New Haven Hospital with minor injuries. The crash site cleared just before rush hour, though a second crash at the 28-year-old Ridgefield man died from a suspected drug overdose in Torrington Thursday night, according to a report from the Register Citizen. Torrington Police Lieutenant Bart Barron told the Register Citizen Friday that the man was pronounced dead at the scene after his roommate had found him unresponsive and called 911. The lieutenant said that a powder substance was seized as part of the investigation, which is ongoing, and drug paraphernalia was also found at the scene. According to several Facebook posts from friends of the victim, the Ridgefield native overdosed on heroin and had been battling substance abuse for several years. His name has not yet been released, but this is the third death in the city linked to a suspected overdose in recent days, according to the Register-Citizen. Let's switch gears now and throw it back over to Frank Granito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Cold outside again, but not as cold as we saw this weekend. An expected high of 25 degrees today with a mix of sun and clouds throughout the afternoon. We'll see some cloud cover moving in overnight and temperatures drop down to the teens as we could see some more winter weather on Tuesday. A little bit warmer tomorrow with temperatures back in the 30s, but there is a chance for snow, sleet, and freezing rain later in the afternoon. An expected high of 35 tomorrow night with some more periods of on and off rain and patches of fog throughout Fairfield County. Wednesday will be milder with temperatures that could reach into the low 50s. Scattered showers in the morning will make way for what should be an overcast afternoon, and then mostly cloudy overnight and a few more showers in the early morning hours, but those should clear out by Thursday at dawn. That's going to do it for this last weather update. And Kate, unfortunately, we have just learned that due to a facility issue, we will not be able to broadcast the Norwalk-McMahon-Trumbull hockey game from Shelton this afternoon. We'll have more on that on Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We are going to wrap things up here on your coffee break. 12:30, HAN Arts and Leisure coming at you live. They'll be recapping all the Golden Globe winners from last night. And of course, as Frank said, Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. And we'll see you for your coffee break tomorrow at 11. Have a great day.